Journaling changed my life. I started right here, by the way, November 19th of 2024, when I was going through what was the hardest period of my life at that point. Looking back, this is kind of basic, but basically I got rejected by this girl who sort of was replacing my sister's love as we were kind of torn apart at the time. And honestly, more so, it was a lot of my unhealed past piping up. I think that's the best way and most brief way that I can put it. You know that stage where you don't even feel loved by the people around you and you're just wallowing in your own sadness because you feel that you have no direction in your life. Even though I was making thousands of dollars at that point, by the way, that was me. And I'll get to that later, why gratitude journaling will make you so much happier. Even if you've got money, you need something like gratitude journaling in your life to really make you fulfilled and happy. Okay, so please watch until the end. This video is probably will be one of my most valuable videos of all time. That depressive stage, it was journaling that helped me get out of there. And if you're in that same spot, I know that it'll help you too. Journaling isn't gay. It isn't just some habit for middle school girls to write about their 57th crush of the week. So many great men throughout history, like Einstein, Thomas Jefferson, Marcus Aurelius. Okay, I was gonna say Epstein instead of Einstein. Okay, but you get the point. So many great men throughout history, they all kept journals. And today, I'll teach you just how to do that for the modern day. Just like planning your morning the night before, for example, journaling is a habit that the winners of life do. And you will understand why by the time that I reach the end of this video. You will benefit so much just from taking time out of your day to write stories of feelings or any general stories that happen in your day too. And you'll get this level of clear-headedness that 99% of people will never reach, that you'll achieve this level of clear-headedness in your day-to-day life that you've never really felt before. And that was what happened to me when I started journaling, for example. In this video, I'll cover the only 5 journaling methods for self-improvement that you need to know. And I'll also finally answer all of your dumbass questions like, what do I write about, Jay? What do I write about? Okay, let's start. So I'll start with the most basic method first and then go to the 4 more advanced ways that you can use journaling to genuinely change your life. To significantly improve your life, by the way. This first one is more for beginners. So if you find that you're too Sigma for it and that bores you, skip to the trauma writing section because I don't want you to miss out on that. I'll just say that for your own good, genuinely. For the sake of your future kids, please watch that section, okay? Number 1, I'll call it Philosopher journaling. So number 1, get a pen. Number 2, get a journal. That you should have brought one if you're watching this video. And number 3, start writing. Do it on paper because I know some of you haven't held a pen in 3 years, okay? So it takes longer, which is good. It's actually a good thing that journaling on paper takes longer than just typing it out on a Google Doc, right? Because you're spending longer in reflection and you're spending longer in that state of gratitude, which is actually really good, as we'll discuss later. So what do I write about? Yeah, let's start journaling for self-improvement, man. So step 1 is to brain dump about an event that has happened to you recently. That's on your mind, something that's just on your mind, something random. Like, for example, there was this sort of, I would call it petty drama in my school, for example, and that was just causing a little bit of stress on my mind, right? And you know I'm the kind of guy who never stresses about anything. So yeah, just journal about that, right? And you'll find just writing it out and especially making it silly, for example, just makes it less serious to you in your mind because what's that quote already? Until death, all defeat is psychological. So just journal about an event that has happened recently that's been stressing you out a bit, whether it's some drama or some coworker thing or something like that. So step 2 is to write about your mistakes in this. So that would be that I definitely talk too much in the sense. I definitely talk too much about my private life, and I should keep this channel more professional, which is a decision that I'm making now. And step number 3 would be to write about what you did well and end this section off good. So what I did well here in this sort of petty drama was that, one, I handled it well. I didn't let it affect my sleep that badly, and I just speak my mind, you know. Like, I will not be silenced. I just speak my mind, and all throughout the video, it was all out of good intentions. And yeah, as long as you keep good intentions and you genuinely want to help people around you, if you make mistakes, you just learn from them, and it's what I always tell you at the end of the video: stay compassionate, right? So yeah, and this is an optional section, but I think you might find it really valuable to write about what my behaviors in this specific event has in common with other events in my life. Just keep this one as a tool in the toolbox, okay? You don't need to overthink 100% of the time. And like all the brilliant philosophers thought that what made us stand out from animals as humans, as Homo sapiens, is that we are able to tell stories. As we're going through the motions of life, as we're relating events to one another, we think about certain events more than others. We construct a narrative about ourselves, right? If my life is a story, I want to be its brilliant as fuck author, right? Also a weird tip here, don't write for the reader, write for the writer. What that means is that you don't write it as if you're writing a book that someone else is gonna read. Write it in whatever language you want. Swearing, like here, I address it to myself. I address most entries to myself, and I write about the most personal things that I'm not scared of others seeing, and something like that. Just keep your journal private, okay, if you're gonna do this, but I promise you that is the best way to journal, of writing for the writer and not the reader. I think you'll understand it as you journal for the next few days. You'll understand what I mean by that. Okay, hey, this is just a bonus one, but I thought it was really good. So, Thought Catalog. Credits to Shell for this one. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, because this is pretty cool, okay? So just spare a few pages in a separate section of your journal empty for just a section, basically. And when you're reading or watching content, there'll be a few quotes or concepts that really stick out to you. And a few days later, when you're going through life, you'll just think about them, right? And every few days, they appear in your mind and are relevant to your current situation. That's what you write down. I'll just let Shell explain why it's so good here. You can just read off this image on screen. I'll start off number 1 of the more advanced ways to journal, or number 2 of this video, with probably the most emotion-inducing and probably the most helpful one that you might find, especially if you didn't have a smooth childhood. What I call trauma writing. This is really important, so listen up, okay? Stop and think. What comes to mind? What slightly hurts when you think about it? When you're just staring at a wall, imagine you stare at a wall for 10 minutes. What would come to mind? What painful memory would come to mind? That's what you're gonna write about here. You're just telling the story of some painful event that has happened to you. So it could be anything. When you're year 8, for example, your dad beat you because he didn't like you playing video games, or just that time you hurt a girl that you really cared about, something like that. And yeah, by the way, the later part of this section, the later part of my high school journal, this is my high school journal, it's all full of my regrets, with whether it was with my high school friends or with a girl that I really cared about, or with there's yapping outside. Okay, it's with stuff that was really personal to me, and it was me being able to vent all this out into my journal that really made me as happy as I am now. I would still be carrying all this weight if I didn't try out trauma journaling, basically. Maybe I'll talk to you about my journal in a future video. This is really personal. Okay, you write it like a story and feel the emotions as you write it. The difference between that philosopher journaling section and this section is that instead of trying to be all intellectual, what is the correlation here? We're gonna do the opposite. We're just gonna retard Max and think, when we think about this event, we're gonna retard Max and say, it must have been painful for a younger me back then. Just sit there like a retard and be like, what do I feel? Oh, I feel pain because that must have been really hard for me back then. Just act like that. Just be retarded, okay, when you do this practice. When you do trauma journaling and you feel emotions from past events, you are quite literally healing from past emotions that you didn't get to feel. The simplest way I can explain to you how you get traumatized is when a painful event happened to you, right? Especially when you were younger, you couldn't feel the emotion that you wanted to at that time. Instead, you had to like hold it back and tough it out because, oh, if you cried on the spot, your dad's like, if you cry, I'll beat you again or something like that. That's where trauma arises from. And that you had to tough it out and that emotion gets stuck inside of you. Trauma is akin to poisonous sand stuck inside your muscles, physical poisonous sand, and when you do this practice, it's like a little bit of the sand gets dissolved and exhaled out through your breath. Okay, I know that's not how it physically works because sand doesn't dissolve in water, right? But this is just an analogy for you to understand. And for your future reference, how do you know when a traumatic memory has been healed, has been resolved? It's when you can think about it and you feel basically no emotion. So you write about an event, like maybe it was a few months that you hurt someone that you really cared about and who actually meant a lot to you and they helped you and stuff, but it just didn't work out, right? You write about it and you might cry on the paper. And in the later sections of this journal, there are actually tear stains on the pages in my journal. I'm not sure, they're not very visible when I look at it now. Like I have to like magnifying lens that shit, but I remember having cried on a few of these pages as I was writing. And when you cry on the pages, that's how you know that that's what you should be writing about. You get what I mean? This is what needs to be written when you cry on the pages and you let out all the emotion. Write in detail how you felt at each moment of it and feel the emotion that you were supposed to feel that you didn't get to feel back then. Feel it all. And once you're done, when you stand up, right, and you're finished, you'll actually notice that you feel quite a bit lighter depending on what it is that you wrote about and how much it was bothering you. You've dissolved and exhaled the poisonous sand, right? You just processed an emotion that was stuck inside your muscles for months, maybe even years, man. Everyone on normal alpha sigma self-improvement overlooks this, but I'm making it a part of my brand of actual self-improvement on this channel. Aspiring to be strong, young, ambitious men don't do this because when you do it, you feel weak, you feel vulnerable. And when you tell this to other people, right, you're crying, you're just crying over stuff that happened months, years ago. And when you tell this to other people, they'll tell you, bro, just move on. It's been years. Why you're a little pussy, but it's not that deep basically, but you need to do this practice to move on. You get what I mean? These people are unaware, those people that tell you to just move on, they're unaware that they have their own trauma affecting the way that they act and causing them subtle sickness in their day-to-day life. Smiling by default, smiling for no reason is normal, and if it's not normal to you, that means you have subtle sickness affecting you right now. And an additional benefit of this, is that what you'll find is that you'll have made the biggest progress in overcoming all your bad habits that you will ever have made in your entire life out of anything else. Because the reason you do most of your bad habits is when you're doing nothing, right? All these memories, all these traumatic memories start appearing in your mind. And so instead of sitting with them, when all these memories start popping up, you distract yourself with vices instead of being able to sit with them. And whether you realize it or not, this is what's happening in your brain now. Heal trauma. Heal the trauma or you're gonna pass it on to your children, okay? So please just take time out of your day to do this. Whether it's like, I would say do this like 30 minutes a week. Just do it once a week for 30 minutes straight and you'll find yourself quite lighter. Minimum 30 minutes a week, okay? Next up is deep questions. I just asked myself what I could be doing to improve or make significant progress in the area of life that I'm focused on right now. One example of this is if I could work only 2 hours a week on this specific area of my life, let's say YouTube. You get 2 hours a week for YouTube, you get 2 hours a week for fitness, 2 hours a week for academics. What would I be doing with those 2 hours? Any more than 2 hours, you get offed by the big Yahoo. What will you do? Sometimes you answer this question, right? And you realize it's the one singular task that you've been avoiding. Right? It's just been the one thing you've been avoiding and you're focused on all the micro tasks instead. So for example, for YouTube, it would be that I would quickly plan a video and then I would record the video, right? I wouldn't be checking the comments. I wouldn't be changing my profile picture or channel banner. I wouldn't be doing all these other micro tasks like checking my email and all that stuff that so many YouTubers spend so much of that time on, right? And for academics, it would just be doing active recall of my notes and then doing the past year paper straight away. I wouldn't be highlighting the textbook or doing any time waste like that. And just do this reflection for yourself. Do it today, because what you'll find is that a lot of you have been focusing on the wrong task, okay? And another example of a deep question that I like to ask myself is, what's the suffering that I want to go through? Or if I was already rich, what would I do? And a lot of you are thinking, oh, I'll just do something I don't like, and then when I'm rich, then I'll do the thing that I like. And what you'll find is, okay, because a lot of people are working hard, right? A lot of people are working hard, and a lot of people nowadays are already working smart as well. So your only advantage is passion for the thing, because the benefits of any business model in this world are money and status, right? That's the benefits of being extremely good at any business model. So you can get rich doing anything nowadays, especially in this age of content creation. You can get rich doing anything, so might as well get rich in the one thing that you actually like doing and that you're passionate about and that your shower thoughts will be about and that makes you happy. Sure, maybe you'll have to work a part-time job for a few months, but other than that, just go all in on the business model that you actually like. Just think about instead of thinking about the benefits you'll get from each business model that you're thinking of trying out, think about the cons, think about all the disbenefits, all the, what do you call it? Like, what do you call the reverse of pleasure? Let me switch that up. Oh yeah, think about all the dissatisfaction that you might get from each business model. So for drop shipping, it's that you're just reselling shitty Chinese products to American consumers for double the price and you're just promoting consumerism, right? Or for agency, you're just running ads and stuff like this. But with content creation, it's that your privacy might be a little bit compromised and someone might recognize you on the street and say hi. And I've actually been recognized in the mall before. But yeah, I thought about the dissatisfaction that would come from content creation, and weirdly, I would actually like it. Like, I don't mind yapping about my life on camera, and I would actually like if someone came up to me and said hi, saying that they watched my videos and they asked for a selfie and yeah, that kind of stuff. I would actually like it. So the business model that has dissatisfactions that you would actually be satisfied from, that's the business model that you should go into. And another example of a deep question, you can come up with these yourself, but another template question I have for you is, what actually makes my life better? You'll find that you focus on a lot of things in your life: academics, money, fitness, relationships. A really good way to find out what actually makes your life better is for 2025, right? Draw the 12 months of 2025 like this. Okay, wait, can the camera see this? This graph, right? Draw a graph like this, where this axis is the satisfaction of your life, and these are the 12 months. These are the 12 months, and draw how when you look back at each of those months. Obviously, it'll be inaccurate a little bit, but when you look back at each of these months, how satisfied were you in that period of your life? How satisfied were you just in life in general? And then any highs or lows, right? You just think about what your life was at that time. And for example, my reflection is that my satisfaction really comes from fitness and especially relationships, and less so money and academics. And that's just a good thing to know about yourself, right? Focusing on, like for me, focusing on money wouldn't really give me so much happiness, but focusing on improving my relationships and my fitness really would. That's just such a good thing to know about yourself, because for different people, focusing on money and making more money does make them happier. So this is just something good to know about yourself, okay? Gratitude journaling. I probably should have started with this one because it's really important and it's really simple to do as well. This literally changes your brain, by the way. There's research on it. So it literally makes you happier. Like there ain't a lot of things that change your brain, right? But this is one of them. So yeah, just do it. Just do it. Okay, listen up. Paper takes longer and you spend longer in this grateful state. So do this on paper. To start, just think about what you are grateful for. Just sit there like a retard again. Oh, I'm grateful for my bedroom because there's this nice bed, and I'm grateful for the aircon in my room so that it's cold when I sleep. And I'm grateful for this chair and it's comfy and it's where I sit here when I record all my videos. And it was probably made by some Chinese manufacturer that's underpaid. I hope the guy who made it is doing well. Like, have you ever met someone who was grateful for the chair they're sitting on and the probably underage, underpaid Chinese guy who made it? Like, you ever met someone who was grateful for that, or grateful for their fingers? Like, imagine if someone chopped off one of your fingers off each hand, how difficult life would be. Yeah, just sit there and be retarded as you think about it, and you really become such a higher quality person when you think about stuff like this. I think you're seeing just how a few minutes of this practice of gratitude journaling every day can make you into such a high quality person, right? Now imagine if you write like this about your friends, about your family. You can write, even though whenever I see my mom and we chat, we argue quite a bit, I'm really grateful that she cares about me to like do a lot of the chores for me and look out for me and like have this. And she never says anything, but that it's just in the small gestures that she cares about me, and how my dad provides for me. And you can write about, I'm grateful for my mom, I'm grateful for my dad, I'm grateful for Jay for teaching me this practice today. I'm grateful for my best friend. And you're gonna have an extra smile when you do see your best friend that day that you wrote that you're grateful for, right? And he's gonna pick up on this subconsciously, and y'all are just gonna have a better time together. So many people think that they are above this practice, this practice is for little children to write in my journal. Bro, like, cut your ego down a bit. This is so beneficial, okay? And a question I get when I tell people a gratitude journal is, can I write that I'm grateful for the same things every day? And I mean, sure, like, if you think about this as a homework assignment that you gotta complete, then sure, but like, it's not homework, okay? The point is to realize that there are so many things in your life that you can be grateful for, and just spend longer in that state of gratitude, and it really makes you into such a calmer, less stressed person. And a common question I get in my school is actually, how am I so chill? How am I so not stressed? Like, even when I'm in a chat with like the principal or just any higher up, right? Even if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just so chill and relaxed. And part of it is this gratitude journaling practice that I do. It really makes you into such a calmer and more relaxed person, okay? And the best tip I can give you to start consistently gratitude journaling is when you wake up in the morning, when you open your eyes, right? Even before you brush your teeth, you do the 5 minutes of meditation on this app called Medito. It's completely free and there's no ads, and it's an organization. You do that, right? Because I use the app myself and I really recommend it. It's how you get consistent. It's basically the easiest way to get consistent. I'm not being paid to say this, but it's just the app I use. So just meditate on 5 minutes on Medito, right? And then once you open your eyes for meditation, you write down stuff that you're grateful for in the morning. I usually pray to God around this time too, and just a few minutes in the morning, just like 5 to 10 minutes is all it's gonna take. This is so powerful because your mind will start to associate waking up with gratitude. So you will enter this gratitude state, this grateful state, as soon as you wake up in the morning. And that's genuinely such a good start to your day. So please start meditating and gratitude journaling, okay? There's a study that shows that just taking 5 minutes a day to gratitude journal on average brings people more happiness than doubling their salary. And of course, double your salary anyway, bro. Be ambitious and win and provide for your family anyway. But this just shows, man, how powerful gratitude journaling can be. And also when I mention studies, I will rarely show them on screen because I don't want to be the type of science guy, nerd guy that has to delve into studies just to prove his point. Like, this should be common sense. I've made 10K online and I've also started gratitude journaling when I wasn't before. And of course, gratitude journaling will improve your happiness in life. It's just like common sense, especially like if you don't need money for rent. If you don't have rent to pay, gratitude journaling will improve your life more than money will, okay? Imagine if it was a government law that every married person had to spend 3 minutes each day writing stuff that they were grateful for about each other. Like, how many marriages, how many relationships would be saved? It's just kind of a shame, man. I wish gratitude journaling was a more mainstream practice. And I'm telling you, the real change from this will come when you start writing that you're grateful about the bad things, the quote-unquote bad things that have happened to you in your life. This links to the earlier point of trauma writing. Any bad thing that happens to you, and you write about it and how you're grateful for it and how it has made you grown, how it's made you grow. This is where the real change will come. So, example, I was writing about that girl in year 11, right? There's so many of my regrets in every single page. In every single page of this journal, there are so many of my regrets. And so many stuff that I would never tell publicly on YouTube. But yeah, I just really wrote about how I was grateful for it all and how it really made me, it probably needed to happen for me to be as capable of happiness, love, and leadership as I am now. Okay, you see how this can really develop you as a person, right? And an extra practice of gratitude journaling that I did in 2025 as well was what I call love letters. So basically, for 30 days straight, or just for 30 days, I didn't really keep a streak of this. Just write a one-page letter to one person in your life that you're grateful for. It can be your parents or your friend or something like that. And just start it. Like, I have it titled as Gratitude Letter Day 13 to this person. And then just write one letter and then end it with your signature, for example. Just write what you're grateful for about that person. Send it to them. And I know it can be kind of embarrassing at the start, but you'd be surprised how many positive responses you get from people and how much it means to them when you write a handwritten letter to them, telling them how grateful you are for them. I call it like love letters, but you can just call it anything, really. So yeah, start this practice today, okay? Starting today, write about what you're grateful for. Yeah. And it baffles me that so many people say that they really care about self-improvement and they want to self-improve, but they don't journal, and I know that they will really benefit from journaling, right? It's a skill. It's just a skill you train, man, of being grateful, and it will really, really improve your life, and you'll notice the benefit. When you notice the benefit, bro, you'll be angry at yourself that you didn't start it earlier. There's got to be a reason this guy you've been potentially watching so much, why he keeps recommending it, right? And he's not selling you a journaling course. He's not selling you a journaling course, and same with meditation. I'm not selling you a course on that, specifically on that. So it's just that this has benefited my life so much, okay? Look, journaling is no magic pill, and you don't have to journal every single day about every single story that happens to you. And in fact, you shouldn't. Journaling isn't an excuse for you to overthink and avoid taking action. Sometimes you need to act based on your gut feeling and not just words you write down on a book, okay? But still, to this day, journaling is one of the best habits that I've integrated into my own self-improvement journey, and I hope it helps you as much as it helped me. If this helped you, please subscribe and ring the bell, okay? It would mean a lot to me if I could have 100k subs by the time that, by my birthday, by August 13th of this year. And yeah, so yeah, go watch this video here. I think it will help you out quite a bit too. It's really great, and make sure tonight you write down at least one thing that you're grateful for and write a letter to one person who you're grateful for, okay? Go start changing your own life from journaling today. So yeah, stay compassionate, stay sexy as well, and we'll discover just how many people will inspire. I love you, bro.